Today I'm going to give you some useful tips on how to choose the right solar PV and battery system for your property. There are three key factors that you need to consider. Number one is safety, two is efficiency, and three is the correct installation. And I'm going to talk to you about each of these three factors one by one and tell you why they're so important, and hopefully it can help you choose the right system for your house. The most important factor to consider when choosing your system is safety. You don't want to have an unsafe system on your roof. A standard string system will create a high voltage and therefore a potential risk of a fire hazard on your roof. We always recommend using an optimized system or microinverters over a standard string system, purely because they just make it a lot safer. If there is an arc fault detection, these optimizers or microinverters will shut the system down. And microinverters in fact have a maximum voltage input of 60 volts, which removes any risk of having a fire on your roof. So the first tip is always go for either microinverters or an optimized system. Tip number two is the efficiency of your system. Always make sure that your panels are facing the same direction. So especially if you have a string system, you want all your panels to face the same direction in the same line. If you have a roof that has multiple sections, you have to ensure that the panels that are facing the opposite direction are on separate strings, so that when they're connected in series, they're not going to drop the performance of the rest. Also, shading factors is quite important. Don't think about just trees, tall trees, or taller buildings. There could be sections of your own roof or your own property or a neighboring property causing shading on your panels. So monitor where you want to put the panels prior to having the installation done, to make sure that section of your roof always catches the sun and it can be an efficient system for you. Tip number three is the correct installation of your solar panels. Now I want to show you a mistake that I made on my own property just over 2 years ago when I installed these panels on a flat roof on an outer building. And as you can see, they tilt towards slightly away from the south. Even though the sun does shine on them, they are still tilted the wrong way. And really, instead of having the panels at -5 degrees, they should have been at 10 or 20 degrees facing south. So just how you install your solar panels do affect them, and especially if you're doing a DIY project, make sure you check this, and the higher the angle towards the sun, the more efficient your system is. And one important tip about the battery is the location of where you're going to install a battery. If you have a garage or an outer building, they are perfect. If not, an outdoor use is the alternative. I know people put them in lofts, but these days lithium-ion batteries, they're probably not the safest things in your loft. So if you can avoid having them inside your property, definitely do so, and find an outdoor or a outer building space for the battery.